Happy 4th. Short tables, no slop 8-ball, line a crank off his gold top Les Paul. Woke you up, set you right, kept you talking till the middle of the next night. He had the stance, major attitude, vibrato you could have thrown a cat through. A little much, a little heavy, I guess the world just wasn't ready. Just a ghost from back a long time ago, blue-eyed shadow you never mention anymore. Nothing ventured, nothing saved, you poured it out like bourbon on a fresh grave, and learned your lesson well. You learned your lesson well. No helmet or care in the world, being such a bad little girl. Your face buried in the back of his shirt. Shut your eyes and you never get hurt on the valley road. Black walls looking through the front door, mirror ball in the middle of the dance floor. And in the dream it's still the same, but in the daylight none of that remains. Waking up to the cold hard facts, seem like everybody's living in the third act. It's how it happens, it's kind of weird, the whole scene just disappeared. We learned our lesson well. We learned our lesson well. He missed a curve on his hardtail sled, nothing broken except for his head. You know it's kind of fitting somehow, hard to picture what he'd look like now. You learned your lesson well. 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 No helmet or a care in the world, being such a bad little girl. Your face buried in the back of his shirt. Shut your eyes and you never get hurt. Flying in the Papago wind, halfway to Gila Bend. No helmet or a care in the world, being such a bad little girl on the valley road. Aunt Clara kept her Bible right next to the phone in case she needed a quote when she talked to someone. And by memory she smiles as the blessing is said, and visions of freeze tag dance in my head. She says, I'll grow up big. If I eat all my roast, I'll still believe in heaven, but I won't believe in ghosts anymore. I'll put away childish things. I'll put away childish things. And every other weekend, age of 13, with my fishing pole and my field and stream, riding back home on the trailway bus, I looked out the window till I saw too much, and I called my parents by their own first names. I played in the alley, but I didn't play the game anymore. I put away childish things. I put away childish things. The wolves howl all night long. They won't stop and they won't go home. Beneath my window they run. Probably it'll be alright if I keep it all locked up tight and wait till daylight comes. Now my boy goes like a house on fire. He'll never burn out and he'll never retire. I remember when I used to think like that, when I was young and the world was flat. But I'm 40-some now, and man, I don't care. All I want now is just a comfortable chair and to sell all my stock and live on the coast. I don't believe in heaven, but I still believe in ghosts. I put away childish things. 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 The wolves howl all night long. They won't stop and they won't go home. Beneath my window they run. Probably it'll be alright if I keep it all locked up tight and wait till daylight comes. If I wait till daylight comes. Honey, don't you be yelling at me when I'm cleaning my gun. I'll wash the blood off the tailgate when deer season's done. We got one more weekend to go, and I'd like to kill one more doe. So I'll shovel the sidewalk again, 'cause you're still in a stew. And I bet the bridge tender's widow won't mind that I can't please you. She's sure got the run of the men out here where the pickings are thin and there's not much to do. And I woke up last night in the grip of a fright, scared to breathe for I might make a noise. For this life that we crave, so little we save between the grandparents' graves and the grandchildren's toys. and we grew up hard, and our children don't know what that means. We turned into our parents before we were out of our teens. Through a series of Chevys and Fords, the occasional spin round the floor at the Copper Canteen. Now the big boxes out on the bypass are shaving us thin. I guess we can hold on a couple more years till the pension kicks in. Then we'll sell all the stock in the store, leave only the lock on the door, and wonder what then. When I wake up at night in the grip of a fright, and you hold me so tight to your chest, and your breath on my skin still pulls me back in till I'm weightless, and then I can rest. So if Monsignor should pull you aside as you're leaving the church, and I'm out on the ice dropping lines for the walleye and perch, tell him it's not your job to bring me to the fold, and I'd rather stand out in the cold. And honey, I know the wood pile's low and we can't close the flue, so I'll split up a couple more chords for the wintertime's through. Hold on to your rosary beads, leave me to my mischievous deeds like we always do. Here's a song about a mean old man like me. This place you say you're looking for, that's a place I used to know. Don't know the number of the road, but I can tell you how to go. Head on down till the pavement ends. Used to go back there now and then. I used to know it like the back of my hand when I was just a boy. This place you say you're looking for, it's a good ways off the track. It took a quarter tank of fire, chief, just getting there and back. And of course there wasn't no pavement then. Once you got yourself around that bend, there wasn't nothing but the whistling winds when I was just a boy. And the light shines long ago on the cold December snow, and the river runs on through the past. I can see her in the bottom of the glass. Ain't seen you around here before. You kin to someone I know. What was your mama's name before she moved away? Did she tell you about that place up there? Did she show you how to curl that hair? Well, a grown man would have never dared when I was just a boy. And the light shines long ago on the cold December snow, and the river runs on through the golden pass. I can see her in the bottom of the whiskey glass, just like yesterday. This place you say you're looking for might have washed out with the rains, might not be there anymore, it might not be the same. But if you find it, won't you let me know? If I weren't so poorly, well, I'd surely go. Don't you know I used to love it so when I was just a boy? The song is called Vague Directions. And I believe when we were recording it for the Candyland record, the band referred to it as Vague Dilemma. We couldn't figure out how to make that chorus lift without about 1,000 guitars stacked on it. But somehow they got her done. Strap them kids in, give them a little bit of vodka and a sherry coke. We're going to Oklahoma to the family reunion for the first time in years. It's up at Uncle Slayton's 'cause he's getting on in years. You know, it no longer travels, but he's still pretty spry. There's not much on talk, he's just too mean to die. And they'll be coming down from Kansas and from West Arkansas. It'll be one great big old party like you never saw. Uncle Slayton's got his Texan pride, back in the thickets with his Asian bride. He's got an Airstream trailer and a Holstein cow. Still makes whiskey 'cause he still knows how. He plays that Choctaw bingo every Friday night. You know, he had to leave Texas, but he won't say why. He owns a quarter section up by Lake Eufaula, caught a great big old blue cat on a drifting jug line. Sells his hardwood timber to the chipping mill. Cooks that crystal meth because the shine don't sell. He cooks that crystal meth because the shine don't sell. You know, he likes that money, he don't mind the smell. My cousin Roscoe, Slayton's oldest boy, from his second marriage up in Illinois, is raised in East St. Louis by his mama's people, where they do things different. Thought he'd just come on down. He's going to Dallas, Texas in a semi-truck called from that big McDonald's. You know, the one that's built up on that great big old bridge across the Will Rogers Turnpike. Took the big cabin exit, stopped and bought a carton of cigarettes at that Indian smoke shop with big neon smoke rings. And the Cherokee Nation hit Muskogee late that night. Somebody ran the stoplight at the Shawnee bypass. Roscoe tried to miss him, but he didn't quite. Bob and May come up from some little town way down by Lake Texoma, where he coaches football. They were 2A champions now for 2 years running, but he says they won't be this year. No, they won't be this year. And he stopped off in Tushka at that pop knife and gun place, bought a SKS rifle and a couple full cases of that steel core ammo with the bird down primers from some East Block nation that no longer needs a man. A Desert Eagle, that's one great big old pistol. I mean, 50 caliber made by badass Hebrews, and some surplus tracers for that old BAR Slayton. As soon as it gets dark, we're gonna have us a time. We're gonna have us a time. Have us a time. My Aunt Rita, now she's just about my age. She lives over in Missouri off of I-44 next to that great big old billboard of that little bitty baby wanting to know who's my daddy, selling that DNA testing. And she just done 6 months down at that Red River rehab. Had a little pain pill problem, but she's okay now. You know she's okay now. It's just cocaine now. Ruth Ann and Lynn come down from Baxter Springs, and that's one hell-raising town way up in southeastern Kansas. Got a biker bar next to the lingerie store. It's got the Rolling Stones lips up there and bright pink neon, and they're right downtown where everyone can see them. And they burn all night, you know, they burn all night, you know, they burn all night. Ruth Ann and Lynn, they wear them cut-off breeches and them skinny little halters, and they're second cousins to me. Man, I don't care, I wanna get between them with a great big old heart on, like an old bulldog fence post you could hang a pipe rail gate from. Do some sister twisters till the cows come home, and we'll be having us a time, having us a time. Uncle Slayton's got his Texan pride, back in the thickets with his Asian bride. Drinks his Johnny Walker at that Club 69. We're gonna strap them kids in, give them a little bit of Benadryl and a cherry Coke. We're going to Oklahoma, gonna have us a time, have us a time. And while I'm in cowpunk country, oh, I forgot to do this. Play better if I go full screen. Since we're down here like this, I'm gonna. This is my Junior Samples technical workaround here, so I can get all three formats. If you want a tip, you take a screenshot of this, and you dial BR 549. It's the 4th of July, and we're having a lot of anti-immigrant backlash in this country. I don't know. There seems to be this notion going around that immigrants and refugees come here to usurp our way of life and sponge off our tax money. And I don't know, maybe some of them do, but I think a lot of them come here to keep from getting killed where they live. And there are some notable naturalized citizens that we take a lot of pride in having attracted, and some of those people came here for the same reasons as the ones we're trying to keep out now. And one of those guys was a German physicist by the name of Albert Einstein. Dr. Einstein happened to be traveling here in the States in 1933 when Hitler took power in his home country of Germany. Dr. Einstein decided to stay here. He became a citizen, a U.S. citizen in 1940. And sometime in the 70s, Randy Newman wrote this song about him. I know a lot of you think Randy Newman only wrote stuff like Friend and Me, but actually, he's a twisted genius. And this song here, the title of this is Sigmund Freud's impersonation of Albert Einstein in America. The world of science is my game. Albert Einstein is my name. I was born in Germany, but I'm happy to be here in the land of the brave and the free. Yeah, I'm happy to be here in the land of the brave and the free. In the year of 1905, merely trying to survive, took my knapsack in my hand and caught a train for Switzerland. America, America, God shed his grace on thee. You have whipped the Filipino, now you rule the Western Sea. Americans dream of gypsies I have found. Gypsy knives and gypsy thighs that pound and pound and pound and pound. African appendages that almost reach the ground. Little boys playing baseball in the rain. America, America, step out into the light. You're the greatest dream man has ever seen. And may all your Christmases be white. That's Randy Newman right there. That's off a record called Little Criminals, which was his biggest, highest charting record ever. The hit song on that record was Short People, which everybody laughed at, but I think it was really blistering satire. Yeah, Newman was like H.L. Mencken with a mastery of piano and music theory. Wrote all those horn parts and conducted his sessions and all that. He got thrown out of LSU for his political views, I think. Something like that. Radicalism. I was thinking about you crossing southern Alberta. Canola fields on a July day, about the same chartreuse as that 69 bug you used to drive around San Jose. Never knew where my old white Lincoln might take you. Party on wheels with suicide doors. Bring the kids and the dogs and your grandma too. We always had room for more. Till that white knuckle ride back from Santa Cruz, second best surfer on the Central Coast, had you wrapped up all the way back to Los Gatos, and I could have cut his throat. And it wasn't like we were an item to start with, it had no basis in fact, but the whiskey could push me to sudden extremes. I don't want to think about that, I don't want to think about that. Take my hand, Marie. Take a death grip on some part of me. Keep me from drifting far out to sea, or I'll be lost out there. We all filtered away with the days getting shorter, seeking our place in the greater scheme. Kids and careers and a vague sense of order, busting apart at the seams. I heard you switched coast, moved in with your sister. I doubt you'd have called it familial bliss. We met up in Brooklyn before it went hipster. You carried your keys in your fist. In a way back corner of a crosstown bus, we were hiding out under my hat, cashing in on a 30-year crush. You can't be young and do that. You can't be young and do that. Take my hand, Marie. Take a death grip on some part of me. Keep me from drifting far out to sea, or I'll be lost out there. Or I'll be lost out there. I was thinking about you crossing southern Alberta. Canola fields at harvest time look like tumbleweeds raked up into rows, brown rusty contour lines. And there's not much moving on the romance radar. Not that I'm craving it all that much, but I still need to feel every once in a while the warmth of a smile and a touch. In a way back corner of a crosstown bus, we were hiding out under my hat, cashing in on a 30-year crush. You can't be young and do that. 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 Take my hand, Marie. Take a death grip on some part of me. Keep me from drifting far out to sea, or I'll be lost out there. Or I'll be lost out there. Or I'll be lost out there. My name is Alice Walker. They never told me why. I'm not named for anybody. It's just a name out of the sky they thought was pretty, I guess. Way back then, I'll change it someday. I like to pretend I'm just a visitor here, like on one of those shows in a house full of people I don't hardly know, but we'll all get to go home in a week or so, back to real life. Got this duplex out on Fireline Road. It's way out from town, so the rent's pretty low. Not much more than a cinder block cell, just like the one next door, the next one as well. The bus don't run out here but 3 times a day. The 7-Eleven is a full mile away, and there's a car in the yard, mostly rust and dents. We moved here in it, but it hadn't run since. I'm picking up the carpet in the corner where I crash. I'm too tired to separate the pennies from the trash. It don't much matter how Jesus died, I can tell you about sin. Forget my name, can you? Forget my face. Gonna lose myself in some finer place. Finer places where I'll go, and I'll leave no trace out on Fireline Road. There's a pile of Daddy's quick picks scattered on the floor. Beneath the half-empty bottles, a chair against the door in case he comes home drinking. With loving on his mind, I never let it happen, but that don't stop him trying. My sister weren't so lucky. He got to her too soon, she never saw it coming. He knew what to do to keep her silent. Swear to God I'll kill him if I can. Said she made him do it, after all he's just a man. Forget my name, can you? Forget my face. Gonna lose myself in some finer place. Finer places where I'll go. I'll leave no trace out on Fireline Road. Now she snorts that crank and stares at the phone. She ain't big as a minute, just skin on bone. She bites her nails right down to the quick. And they've taken her babies. They won't give them back. And I know she loves them, and God knows she tries, but when you're that far down, you're just gonna get high. It's like eating or breathing to the rest of us. She can't even feel bad without the stuff. Forget my name, can you? Forget my face. Gonna lose myself in some finer place. Finer places where I'll go. I'll leave no trace out on Fireline Road. This is for all those, everybody out past the city limits that's got those big ranches with the high fences so their exotic African antelope doesn't run away. And, you know, a real nice big old house and a great big giant ski boat parked under the "Don't Tread on Me" flag. Had to change a line in this song. I've never performed it live before, I don't think. And I recorded it back in the early 90s when global economic strata was a little different than it is now. So. Got 2 cars and a chain link fence. Got insurance for accidents. Never mind what I don't know. I dream of places I won't ever go, but I lead a good life. Yeah, I lead a good life. And every Sunday we're out at the lake, teaching the kids how to jump the wake. They drag them on 2 skis, they'll kick one loose. They don't know it, they hadn't got a clue that they lead a good life. Yeah, they lead a good life. Don't complain to me, we're alright far as I can see. Keep it to yourself, take that garbage somewhere else. Complain to me, we're alright far as I can see. And keep it to yourself. Grandpa died back in '85. Now they won't let Grandma drive. Government took everything he made. He lost his fingers to a bush hog blade, but he led a good life. He told me so. You know he led a good life. Had about enough of you trying to tell us what to do. We're gonna do just what we please and sell it all to the red Chinese so we can lead a good life. 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 You might check out that recording for the music in it. The vocal is unlistenable, but they made a really cool track out of it. A lot of Kenny Aronoff and David Grissom being real inventive trying to save that thing. I don't know what went wrong, ain't known you that long to begin with. Leave the rocks in the road, stay away from the river, Virginia. There's not much you can do, except wait on a train when the road gullies out in a biblical rain. And that's how it's been ever since I can remember. I'm not too keen of mind, I don't pick up on signs like I ought to. So I won't sweat the cost of the coffee or the wine that I bought you. With your emptied out nest, the chicks have all flew. There's nobody left to take care of but you, and you don't know how to just be. No one ever taught you. I can't find much to say as you play with that loose strand of hair. If you had your tail, you'd be twitching it. And I've got to get over the scare until you know. Until you know. Until you know. Until you know. Never saw such a cold day in June, did you ever, Virginia? In our young days, the old people called it blackberry winter. As the mail plane goes out at a slow rate of climb, this cold rain don't help with your low state of mind, hanging down like the fog on the ridge. You can't tell what's in it. And you stare me down hard and you ask me why I even care. It's not that I'm any Sir Galahad, there just needs to be somebody there to tell you no. To tell you no. To tell you no. To tell you no. Bags are all packed, you're not coming back, that's for certain. And the landlady won't like the stains on the rugs and the curtains. That's just wear and tear, such as happens in life. The folks around here live to gossip and gripe, so I won't tell a soul what they'll never know, never heard of. And I found the letter you left at the foot of the stairs. I heard the horn blow, the train's pulling out. I hope you find somebody there to tell you no. To tell you no. To tell you no. To tell you no. Leave the rocks in the road, stay away from the river, Virginia. We got an operation going on. It don't have to trouble me and you. The country boys will do the fighting, now that fighting's all a country boy can do. We got a handle on it this time. No one's gonna tell us we were wrong. We won't let the cameras near the fighting. That way we won't have another Vietnam. No one cares, 'cause no one sees. No one cares, 'cause no one knows. No one knows, 'cause no one sees it on TV. She works a checkpoint in the city, choking on the gravel dust and the smog. She knows not to stop the black Suburban. Those guys will run you down just like a dog. The KBR man knows her trailer, hips her to some recon that he's found. Says he'll be dropping by for a late inspection. There'd best not be no soldier boy around. No one knows, 'cause no one sees. No one cares, 'cause no one knows. No one knows, 'cause no one sees it on TV. Don't they look just like on SEAL Team? Lord, don't they look the best? When we trot them out at halftime or the 7th inning stretch, they stand up in their uniforms and help us sell the show, dying by their own hands for reasons we don't know. We got an operation going on. It don't have to trouble you and me. The KBR man cooks a T-bone. The soldier's choking down an MRE. We just go on about our business. Drop the kids off at the mall. Play the Black Ops on the laptop. Don't make too big a fuss about it all. No one knows, 'cause no one sees. No one cares, 'cause no one knows. No one knows, 'cause no one sees. No one cares, 'cause no one knows. No one knows, 'cause no one sees it on TV. We got an operation going on. Thanks a lot for joining me and Kelly and the dogs. I guess I'll be doing this Wednesday. Clutch went out on my pickup, so I don't know if I can go anywhere for a little while. I had this idle problem. It was idling really high, and I let off the gas to shift. It wouldn't back down. It'd go up. So that's a problem on the freeway and stop and start traffic. You got to shift at 2,500 RPM. And I think it probably burned the clutch out. But like I took it to 2 shops to deal with that idle problem, and they both said, you know, man, we can't find any codes. We can't condemn your throttle assembly there. And I kept telling them you got to drive it to figure out what's going on, but they don't have time for that anymore, I guess. And I'm sure it's some like 75-cent spring wore out. Gonna cost me a clutch. You know, something Luddite that doesn't show on a computer diagnostic. The tuner's burned out too. Anyway, I think Betty Sue is going to be on Mary Gaucher's show coming up next. And also, since it's the 4th of July, if you want to see some real inspiring YouTube, Dave Alvin did a live version of 4th of July. It's somewhere in Michigan. It's July. I think the date on the show was actually it was July 11th. It's 2013, and it's somewhere in Michigan. I know it's 2013 in Michigan, and it's him and Lisa and Brad and Chris just ripping it up. So it's a good thing to listen to on the 4th of July. I wouldn't attempt that song because his is better. But anyway, thanks for being here, and oh yeah, one more time just for good measure. Dial BR549. That's BR549. Happy 4th, y'all. Looking back down the road from a little ways out, I never had a fear and I never had a doubt. If I'd had a lick of sense, I'd have figured that out pretty fast. But I wasn't any smarter than the average kid. Somebody might have noticed, but I never did. I never saw the future fading right into the past. Talking to the wallpaper, sleeping in the hall. I burned a lot of bridges and I dropped a lot of balls. It's a wonder I can never go back to any place I've been. But I wouldn't get down on my knees on a bet. I'm near enough to Jesus as I ever want to get. Seeking salvation isn't part of my general plan. Save your prayers for yourself. Raise my glass to your health. I don't mind if you don't look like me. I can share my bread and wine. I come from another time. It don't matter all that much if it don't bleed. If it don't bleed. Now it's all I can do just to get out of bed. It's more in the mirror than there is up ahead. I smile and I nod like I heard what you said every time. So run another rack, pour another shot. You don't get it back, so give it all you got, while you still got a more or less functional body and mind. Save your prayers for yourself. Raise my glass to your health. I don't mind if you don't look like me. I can share my bread and wine. I come from another time. It don't matter all that much if it don't bleed. If it don't bleed. I learned to answer my calls and open my mail. I paid my taxes and I stayed out of jail. You stay in the game when you're too broke to fail, that's a fact. Talking to the wallpaper, wandering the halls. Your bones get brittle, so you better not fall. You're slow to a crawl, time gets to balling the jack. Run you right off the track. Save your prayers for yourself. Raise my glass to your health. I don't mind if you don't talk like me. I can share my bread and wine. I come from another time. It don't matter all that much if it don't bleed. 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 All right. See you Wednesday.